Nightmare on 34th Street, A Christmas Grotesque by Geordie McElroy, Part 4. In a parking lot, Dunn waited, desperate, fleeing gallows, in the backseat of a federal fleet, obscured among shadows. When Agent Jones entered her car, Dunn made himself known. "Please, this whole thing is a setup. Couldn't reach out by phone." Dunn produced the North Pole matchbook, the burden that he lugged. Who could these markings belong to, these fingerprints and blood? "How did you know where to find me?" "I know what your routine is. I need your help to search this thumb. No way it's Joe Martinez." Jones and Dunn worked in underground lab, federal agent convinced, needed to find the owner of these bloody fingerprints. The system ran a billion thumbs to try to make a match, with a ding as it landed on a perfect pair at last. "It's just like you said," Jones showed him. "These prints are Joe Martinez, but he's been dead 13 years. Any explanation for this?" "Let's check Martinez's first arrest in analog era. If system hits another print, we can pinpoint error." Jones pulled up Martinez's file from 1993. There was a different ink thumb for both to plainly see. What happens if we run this one? It might land on our Joe, but if it's a sloppy hacking job, the culprit's one may show. Jones ran the print from 93. "I think that there's a glitch. A face and name appeared on screen. Not sure how this was missed. His name is Kolya Kalmakov, with deep alias list. Nicky Green Eyes, Ochi Nefrit, others call him Saint Nick. 13 years ago he vanished, gave Interpol the slip. How did he and Joe Martinez get their fingerprints flipped?" Agent showed a grainy photo from years and years long past. A man with top knot, golden teeth, and dangling mustache. "I know I've seen that face somewhere. Doppelganger for Cole, but that man can't be our sergeant. He's decades way too old." "Could Kalmakov be Cole's father? Fingerprints passed to son?" "No, every set is unique. That's just not how it's done. If these prints belong to Kolya, could be a lighting trick, or perhaps plastic surgery. But your sergeant is Saint Nick." Cole and Noel entered Banya, obscured in clouds of steam, the holy warmth wrapped around them, surpassing North Pole dreams. "Are these hot tubs your key to youth?" Noel asked the sergeant. "No, I've got a potion stronger, kept in far compartment." He said, "It's 1 part reindeer fat and glandular secretions, a touch of Volga black magic, plus 1 secret ingredient." He led her into deepest room, through hot fog distortions. "Here's the key to the whole process, essential oil of orphan." Within she saw apparatus, a distillation vat, tubes and pipes and metal kettles, lost girls boiled and back. Roxanne, are you okay?" Cole said. "She can't hear you. They're nearly drained of every drop. You see they've lost their due." Noel saw countless graduates of St. Nick's Home for Girls strapped into the sauna machine, obscured in hot rock swirls. Their eyes were glazed, their mouths open, drool dribbled on their chins. "These are of no use to me now. Each one is a has-been. It's you I need, my fresh Noel. Let me bask in your glow. Wouldn't you like to warm in here or freeze out in the snow?" "Why do you treat us so awful?" Noel asked the sergeant. "Suffering key to EOO, orphan tear enlargement." "You want to drain my tears?" she said. "No, you misunderstand. You're the one I've been searching for. Come here now, take my hand." Sergeant told Noel, "I need you as much as you need me. An eternity, forever. I am the sand, you the sea. For 13 long years I've watched you, never seen your equal. I figured out eternal life, co-star in my sequel. Never, screamed Noelle, and she turned, made a break for the door, but the exit was obstructed by huge birch-waving masseurs. What a shame, said Sergeant Cole. You could rule by my side, but you had to seal your own fate. Time to suck your tears dry. Izzy awoke in custody, chained in clandestine cell. A shining light blinded the boy, his slacks soiled as well. A voice emerged from the shadows. You thought you'd have a look? What do you think of the North Pole? And where is our matchbook? I'm not telling you anything, Izzy exclaimed. Fascist? You're cowards with greater numbers. You hide behind your badges. There's someone you need to speak with. He can help with this matter. He's a hypnosis pioneer. Into the light stepped Dr. Adler. The doctor purred to Izzy. Follow this piece of jade. Listen to the sound of my voice. Let's penetrate that brain. Izzy tracking the moving jewel. Time, defenses melting. Why did you come to the North Pole Club? Adler asked the gelding. I hate stepmom Portia Koopman. Saw her name on hit list. But as much as I want her gone, there's no justice in this. Everything has been horrible since my dad remarried. I can't stop putting on weight, and it's embarrassing. I look ridiculous dressed up. Casual, I'm a bum. I can't attract anybody. I don't know how it's done. I haven't fit in anywhere since my real mother died. I think I've become this messed up, seeking some place to hide. When my mother was alive, everything was easy. Good was good and evil evil. Now everything deceiving. I can't tell the difference between right and wrong. If doing right gets you nothing and foulness brings throngs. Good things should happen to good people and the wicked punished. All I want is simplicity. All I want is justice. Dr. Adler leaned in closely, whispered in Izzy's ear. Do you know what you have to do? The answer is spring-fed clear. This year you get what you desire. Finally, your justice. The time has come to kill Portia, and all is healed. Trust us. Noelle strapped an oil extractor, dial cranked to the max. The sweat started to pour on her brow. The heat started to tax. The orphan began to fade out, and soon she lost her glow. As drop by drop the vat was filled with precious EOO. My best girl, you could have joined me. We could have ruled together. What's the point of eternal life if I'm alone forever? I'll never be like you, she said. Chasm between us far. Sergeant said, I don't think so. Know who your parents are? Before he answered the question, with poison tongue pollute, from depths of the banya, a melody on flute. Guards, the sergeant shouted to masseurs. Which one is on patrol? But none of his men responded. Sentries turned to Cole. From clouds of steam a man emerged, with seal furs and a patch. There stood the figure-necked Ruprecht, who snapped the orphan's straps. Cole locked eyes with hermit crab ghoul from frozen depths of hell. Ruprecht softly addressed Sergeant. I've come here for Noelle. Cole chastised the fur-clad figure. Some other orphan bother. This one right here is spoken for. I am Noelle's father. What? Screamed Noelle. Impossible. No way that I'm your seed. Just then Cole made recognition. Old memories he seized. You, said Cole, with terror mounting. I've seen you once before, but that was lifetimes ago on Volga's eastern shore. Indeed you did, answered Ruprecht. You were just a foal. Then he lifted up his eye patch. The sergeant turned to Cole. Noelle and Ruprecht stood atop, skyscraper made of glass, the highest point in low downtown, above fetid morass. Winter whipped and the north wind blew, the coldest place on earth. Why have you brought me here, she asked. to hand out just desserts. What do you see before you? A city without a soul. Rotten folks have exploited you, so now they'll turn to coal. Noel stared down at the city, peering over the edge. Ruprecht said, "Come follow me, girl. It's time we get revenge." Channel 13 weatherman said, "It's record-breaking cold upon this moonless Christmas Eve. Hope you're all safe at home. Remember, kids, Santa's coming, so please leave a snack out. The signal cut along with the lights. A citywide blackout." Flashlight combing Koopman's wreckage. Steve's text on secret phone. SOS, can't talk right now, babe. Sorry, I'm not alone. You need to get down here right now. I don't care if you're busy. This isn't about you and me. This is about Izzy. Through oceans of black, Steve's speeding. Past the marsh, Dead Man's Cove, along abandoned Cannery Row, to North Pole Club he drove. His headlights flashed the darkened lot. He found Pearl waiting. What's the matter with the boy now? Was he masturbating? No, but when he saw me, he freaked. He got beat up by elves, then carted away by the cops. I saw it all myself. So does Izzy know about us? Did any info leak? Does he know about our secret love? I thought we were discreet. We need to go find him, Steve said. He might be in a cell. That's no way to spend Christmas Eve. Honestly, sounds like hell. Stolen Wargo kicked down the door, entered Dunn's apartment. Guns and flashlights swept the hallway, said police department. Wargo eyed the place with pity. Look how this slob's living. Stain, filth, and countless cans. I almost feel forgiving. This is the haunt of a creature, Stoll uttered in disgust. That tree's been dead some 13 years. Look at all of this dust. Obviously, Dunn has gone crazy. Through Adler's bewitchery, let's do this and get on home. Put him out of his misery. In the back, they heard a shower, traced it to the bathroom. Open door triggered booby trap. Twin shotguns went kaboom. Witching hour on 34th, Dunn stalked in the shadows, disguised in a ragged Santa suit, crept to Portia's rat hole. He came upon broken displays and shattered charity glass. Dunn slipped into the grave quiet store, through scenes of chaos past. Dunn caught a murmur in the depths, low and steady chanting. Silently he closed in on sound, footsteps softly planting. He stepped on a piece of broken glass, invocation silenced, Dunn's advantage given away, spine tensed up for violence. A voice called to him from darkness. Hello, Lieutenant Dunn. Flashlight spotted Portia Koopman. On Santa's throne she slung. You knew I was coming? Asked Dunn. Isn't it obvious? You should have finished me sooner. I blame your sloppiness. I'm not here to kill you, said Dunn. I came here in warning. St. Nick has found out where you are. He wants you dead by morning. St. Nick? I thought you were the bank. That Volga goon is a clown. I've taught him everything he knows. No way he takes me down. Dunn drew up his silent pistol, eyes locked without a blink. Who sent you on this fool's errand? Tell me it wasn't Nick. What do you mean? Dunn asked Portia. You know about the list? He and I are old friends, you know. Didn't expect this twist? We've been in business for many years. Koopman's is his bankroll. He gets the ingredients I need, and for that I'm thankful. Could you fathom growing old? Losing your looks, your grace? EOO does wonders for glow. It tightens up the face. This town doesn't have time for age. You know it likes them fresh. You can't turn back the mortal clock, but try and look your best. What are you trying to tell me? You're in business with Nick? he didn't send his brightest here. You strike me as quite thick. St. Nick was just a vulgar thug, a goon and nothing more, until he came across my path and I opened up the door. He knew nothing about magic with shaman delusions until I opened up darkest depths, demonic illusions. Then he caught Portia's reflection in titanium gun. She looked a ragged, haggard witch from bogs not knowing sun. Dunn tried to silence the babble, the trigger stuck in place. He looked to his malfunctioning piece, saw he was holding snakes, when suddenly across the store, warehouse doors swung wide, forklift silhouetted glow, revved full throttle inside. The juggernaut destroyed displays, mannequins torn grisly. The driver shouted out, "Justice!" behind the wheel. Izzy. The boy set his sights on Portia, dead ahead where she sat. He put the pedal to the metal, employing all his mass. Portia dove starboard, Dunn hard to port, Izzy full speed ahead. Slamming into Christmas Village, they both presumed him dead. With distraction, Portia crept out, Izzy under rubble. Where Dunn had gone, she had no clue. Didn't need the trouble. The elevator doors opened. Portia entered apartment. Koopman's scene was silent now. In darkness, all were spent. Candlelight caught signs of soiree. Caked plates, drunken glasses, popper paper crowns, dishes drowned, fire burned down to ashes. Across parquet, Portia tiptoed to where her safe room lay. And in the penthouse farthest corner, a flute began to play. Portia stopped, silent, listening. Wait, did you hear that tune? Then Rupert and orphan Noel emerged from shadowed room. What are you doing in my home? Candle on the orphan. I thought I made myself quite clear. Tend to your misfortune. You've ruined my reputation, not to mention my globe. I don't know what I was thinking. Where did you find those clothes? Noel sized up Portia Koopman. Well, what did you expect? Took delinquent into your home to flex and get respect? You're a washed-up, pill-popping crone, a stage mother loser, plus a gold-digging imposter charity abuser. Noel gave a look to Ruprecht. He returned, silent nod. The orphan approached tormentor with an ice-cold facade. With that, Noel lifted her patch, revealed pitch-black abyss. Portia stared into unknown depths, felt her feet start to twitch. Her soles grew solid, froze in place. It crept up Portia's hips, enveloped her body in coal, finally sealed her lips. Mercedes lurked under duvet, doing damage control. We want to hear more Noel, said countless online trolls. Others thought her meltdown funny, an all-time epic fail. For once a phony found a fraud, and all which that entails. Mercedes blasted out trauma. No choice, the girl triggered. Didn't they know she was an empath? Ignorance, she figured. Mercedes spoke of victimhood, decolonization. Suddenly the music cut out. Static on her own station. Hello? The internet is down. Help me reconnect. Izzy, knock off that stupid flute. But there stood necked Ruprecht. Out of my way, you filthy bum. You've worn out your welcome. Does my mom know you're still up here? If not, then all hell comes. Mercedes barged around Ruprecht. Cell phone glow caught Noel. Oh, there you are, you rotten thief. Apology? Do tell. Noel stared at her one-time sister, who yesterday she loved. She lifted up her seal fur patch as ice flowed through her blood. What are you, some kind of fangirl in seal furs and a patch? Ruprecht is the model for you. How could you and I match? Then Mercedes felt a tingle. It started with her toes. As bit by bit she froze on up, her flesh had turned to coal. Through coldest night of the year, street rats tried to keep warm. Down subway stations and sewer main, this filthy posse swarmed. Pickpocketed late-night shoppers on last-minute errands. They robbed a blind saxophonist, busking tunnel baron. They carjacked a van of Buddhists, snatched sacramental wine, knocked over roasted peanut cart. Dolores swiped his sign. They mugged Santa collecting coins. They even took his bell. Down Metro stairs their torches caught, necked Ruprecht and Noel. "Look who it is," said Dolores. "We thought you would have froze. What's the world with one less orphan? More spacious, I suppose. Where did you get those furs of seal? Was your iris always black? Why are you hanging out with bums? What's up with that dumb patch?" Noelle approached the street rat crew. She stared without reply. Necked Ruprecht gave Noelle a nod, revealed her covered eye. Dolores glimpsed deepest darkness, abyssal pool of black. No pupil or a cornea. All humanity lacked. It started with their feet and hands. They cracked and froze from souls. It traveled up their head and core as street rats turned to coal. Dunn woke among huge candy canes, bent with savage force. He regained his sense of balance, shoved off rocking horse. Izzy was wheezing beneath tinsel, fake snow. Dunn dug him out of the scenery, checked the boy's airflow. "Are you okay?" Lieutenant asked. Izzy nodded his head. "All that I can remember is that Adler wanted Portia dead." "How did you meet Dr. Adler? Down at the North Pole Club?" "I might have gotten carried away, but only because of love." "Wait," said Izzy. "Lieutenant Dunn? Reward for killer cop. This is a citizen's arrest. Right now. Don't move. Just stop." Dunn reached out to search for his piece. He found the gun missing. The metal was at Izzy's feet. They dove for it, twisting. Dunn had experience and speed. Izzy with height and weight. He knocked the piece out of Dunn's hand, dropping megaton freight. Izzy drew the pistol on Dunn. "Looks like I've got you caught. Think you could prowl on my turf and somehow not get got?" Suddenly, sirens on 34th, a fleet of black sedans. Agent Jones leading cavalry, issuing stark commands. Izzy explained to the agent, "It's okay, I got Dunn. He thought he could hide in Koopmans, but not on my watch, son." At St. Nick's home for orphan girls, the witching hour here. Everyone was on the line, except the overseer. The orphans cranked out ornaments despite the late hour. The girls working rowing machines, generating power. "Why are we working overtime?" the girls asked Harriet. More, she haughtily said. "Complaints? Don't care about it." Harriet guzzled down champagne. She slurped down caviar. She pondered benefits of power and how she'd come so far. Knock, knock, knock. Someone at the door. "Chloe, answer it quick. Given the time, I'm inclined to think that this must be St. Nick. I'll just tell the master I prefer being king here. No intention to serve at the pole. Who will be my ringer?" "Susie," said Orphan Harriet. "You're as good as any. Any other volunteers ready?" "No? How about you, Penny?" "There's nobody here," said Chloe. "Just wicked wind off sea." "Close the door, the cold I abhor." Then a flute melody. With that, Harriet turned around, saw uninvited guests. A man with braided beard and a girl in furs of seal they dressed. "Well, if it isn't our Noel," haughty Harriet mocked. "Things have changed since you went away and Remy met the rocks. Care to tell us about your friend? I know he can't be Nick. He doesn't have jade-colored eyes. To a patch he'd never sink. Why did you come back to us? Got tired with pretend?" Noelle lifted up her patch, uttered one word. "Revenge." Harriet dropped her champagne glass, and her feet froze in place. The coupe hit the floor with a crash as coal consumed her face. "Noelle?" asked a quiet, timid voice. She turned and found Chloe. "Did you make it to the North Pole? Souvenirs to show me?" Noelle appraised the tiny girl. innocent and fragile. I don't think you'd like it up there. It's not worth the hassle. Who's that man you brought here with you? Does he work at North Pole? No, he's from furthest latitudes, from a place twice as cold. What are we gonna do here now? Seems we're free of Harriet. Is there any place for us out there? Some other variant? Noelle appraised the tiny girl. Innocent and fragile. Sad to say the world is wicked. Every breath a battle. I'm afraid the best I can do is free you from your pain. With that, Noelle lifted her patch as ice surged through her veins. Little Chloe turned into coal. The other orphans too, one by one in coldness frozen until Noelle was through. With Noelle's work, Ruprecht smiled. Surely she was the one, righteous and pure with veins of ice. But what had she become? Noelle and Ruprecht at Koopman's. Their work was almost done. Blackest hour of coldest night, just before dawning sun. What's next? The orphan inquired. Let's finish it final. Time for revenge on everyone? Asked eager disciple. No, 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 responded Ruprecht. Revenge in its due time. There's still one more thing we have to do before Christmas bells chime. Justice soon for the ladies who lunch and every trifling soul. The men who frequent North Pole Club, all will turn into coal. Fantastic, said Orphan Noelle. The hardest part waiting. There's not a single clown in town, not one worth me saving. They gathered round, incanting down, and drew a charcoal ring. Cast spell from hell with ancient words, sealing them both within. Crows, toadstools, 3 rats and an ox. Roll the bones, paint the runes. Salamander gall, blood of fox. Change with an ancient tune. Suddenly, from shadowed corner, a rumbling, growling low. Then Noelle laid eyes on Killer, backing up through the snow. Hey girl, what's the matter? She asked. But Killer wouldn't come. She treated her like Ruprecht at Christmas soiree shun. Killer snarled and hackles raised. She plowed into the bank. Then the dog started to whimper, beneath her, yellow and rank. It's just me, Noelle told Killer. Dog sure it wasn't true. Something had gone and deeply changed. Where was the girl she knew? Just then, Noelle caught reflection in Koopman's broken display. Gone was the innocent orphan. An ice demon held sway. Her spine was twisted and tortured. Her curls had turned to tow. White hair sprouted on her chin. Frozen, she lost her glow. Now it's time for final task, Ruprecht informed Noelle. It's time you got revenge on me, but that I can't compel. Though I made you the way you are, I filled your blood with ice. I gave you eye to see misdeeds. That should more than suffice. It's time you turned your gaze on me, my chance to become coal. This is the only thing I ask, then transformation whole. Noelle gave up chasing Killer. She plunked down on the snow, said, I don't even want revenge if this is how it goes. To be honest, I feel nothing. Coldness, all it's given. Vengeance is just a frozen void where all warmth forbidden. Ruprecht told Noelle, I gave you peak power that exists. Now it's your time to get even. I turned you into this. No thanks, she said and turned away, ignoring the flute sound. She went in Killer's direction, dropping the patch on the ground. Ruprecht sat on 34th Street, alone in freezing dark, abandoned by his protege, his fortunes growing stark. I am so tired, he whispered, for eons and eons gone on. Countless wicked have met my eye, and more have heard my song. Another year I'm forced to work, no one to take my place? I didn't know the deal I made or the ice-cold fate I'd face. I asked for the wicked to fall, to see that justice served, but now I'm forced to be the means? I got what I deserved. Round and round another season, as storms and tempests toll. No one to fill these boots of mine, no one else to bring coal. Sudden stirring from Koopman's store. Then Izzy's robustness. He wriggled through display and asked, did someone say justice? In the eastern sky, a glow appeared. Christmas Day was breaking. Noelle rushed to the banya to save her friends forsaken. There she found Roxanne and others, full drained and fading fast. Their life essence had been stolen in distillation vats. Noelle took her friend Roxanne and cradled her in arms. She dipped her in the EOO. The potion worked its charms. Roxanne sprang back to life. Her glow and youth returned. Please help me with these other girls. Let's get these gals submerged. One by one, they lifted orphans, anointed them with oil. Withered raisins restored to grapes. Fresh flesh from fruit long spoiled. Outside, they heard sirens wailing. Rising sun was warming. A troop of agents, led by Dunn, into the banya swarming. As sun touched Nick's frozen masseurs, a low, rumbling shaking. One by one, their coal forms shattered, self-forged prisons breaking. Dunn's force were there to take control, rounded up gulag clique. Although they searched high and low, they couldn't find Saint Nick. Koopman's penthouse met rising sun, dawning on forms of coal. Portia and Mercedes broke free from frozen hold. Mercedes let out an awful wail. Portia said, "Oh, shut up. You act like you've had it so hard. Know what I did as a pup?" Just then they heard the front door banging. Said, "Open up, police. We have a warrant to search in here. Reports of charity thieves." Dunn and agents stormed the condo. They placed Portia in cuffs. You'll need plenty philanthropy. Where you're going is rough. It's the fraud of the century, Channel 13 blasted. Koopman's charity a phony, these 12 Christmases past. Dunn hauled Portia away. She said, "It's all your fault, not mine. Brick and mortar is community. You all killed it online." She said she didn't have a choice. Folks forced me to do it. I built a retail paradise. Your selfishness ruined it. Customers don't want to do good. They just want to think it. Fools imagine they can change the world buying fads and trinkets. Dunn led Portia out of Koopman's onto 34th Street. There they passed Noelle and Roxanne, enjoying her defeat. "You think you're pretty special now," Portia hissed at Noelle. "No, I'm just a lucky orphan. Hope you enjoy your cell." Muffy and Luz watched in horror. Portia, liar, user, pretended they didn't know their friend, hauled off in a cruiser. Then something caught Noelle's vision from empty furs of seal. Wait, something was moving within. She closed in, getting near. She opened up the crawling cloak. Under patch, a bird within. It spread its wings and flew away, a sign of early spring. Noelle watched the youthful robin, silhouetted by the sun, the cold snow melting away. Fair days finally come. Serge walked by with a jaunty step, a fashion connoisseur. He moved towards Noelle and said, "Those are some dope-ass furs." He picked the cloak off 34th, spun it round his shoulders. "Ready to get down to business? Our new banger smolders." The sun struck St. Nick's home for girls. A beam cut through the door. The orphan's shells of cold charcoal crumbled on old stone floor. Harriet sprang to life again. Chloe and Susie too. Penny got her old luster back. All free in orphan crew. Noelle and posse entered in, full orphan reunion. Roxanne took little Chloe's hand, shared joyful communion. Serge stared up at lofty ceiling, eyes higher and higher. "We're building our new studio here. The acoustics are fire."